Hi, everyone. I don't know if anybody's watching yet because I just am doing it now. Just trying to share it to our group. I know it's like a surprise. Like, wow, what are you doing? I know, you guys, it's been a really, really long time. It has been such a long time. It's been, yeah. It has been crazy. But I'll catch you guys all up. Well, I'll catch you up a little bit. I don't even know if I can even possibly do that. But I can try. I'm just posting it in our Facebook group that I haven't been around either. So like, yeah, you guys, lives. You get it, right? Lives. I can't see the chat. So if anybody's chatting, you just have to wait a second. I'm gonna paint some envelopes. Yeah, I'll catch you guys all up on the 411 of what I've been doing. Hey, Joyce, how are you? I'm good. I was just trying to post it in our Facebook group. How have you been? I was trying to post it in our Facebook group, but I haven't been on it so long, and I've realized, at least I realized in trying to do this today, that I'm out of practice. I'm good. How are you? Tell me what's going on with you, lady. You're good? Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, I got my jelly plate out, and I just thought I'm gonna make some painted envelopes, some painted Happy Meal envelopes, and yeah, I was doing it, and I thought, hey, I'm gonna try. So I'm gonna make some, like all these like the junk mail envelopes that you get. So yeah, so I'm gonna paint some and hang out and chat, and that's what I'm doing. So tell me what's going on in your world. Tell me what's hanging out with. You know what? I've been saving these, so I've been cleaning out my stuff. Hey, Janet, how are you? I know I haven't. This was me just doing my thing, and then I was like, okay, I haven't talked to you guys in so long, and so I was like, I am just gonna I got my stack of envelopes, and that's what's going on. Hang on one second, you guys. I'll be right back. Okay, hang on one second. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourself. Of course, I sit down to live stream and my doorbell rings, but I'm on the second floor. Hey, I'm on the second floor and I can't get down there in time to see who it is. So whoever it is, we'll have to. Hey, Miss Tracy. Janet, I saw the things that you were making. They looked so cool. The stuff you were making, oh, thanks, Trace. So I got a big pile of junk mail envelopes, and I am going to. I did this a while ago. I made a bunch. I don't even have. They're gone now. I take all these junk mail envelopes, and then I jelly print on them, and then I go back and doodle on them, and then put them in a journal or send them out to somebody, or that kind of thing. So what's going on, ladies? I want to hear all about it. I want to hear what's going on with you. I want to hear what's going on in life. I want to hear what's going on. I want to hear the 411. I want to hear the 411 of what's going on with you guys. And I thought, you guys, this always happens. Does this happen to you guys? You come and you go, oh, I'm going to live stream or I'm going to do something. And then you think you bring everything you need with you over here to your like little space. And then you don't have any of it. Okay. Our doorbell rang and I didn't know who it was, but it was my son-in-law. Benny, go lay down. Your dog training? Hey, Jim. Hey, Carla. We got a new dog. I don't know what I've told you guys at home. So we got a really cool dog. We got a rescued up. Tracy calls him my bougie pup. He's a Airedale Labrador mix. Airedale Poodle mix. So he's an Airdoodle. His name is Benny. He's sitting right here. He cannot help himself. He has serious FOMO, you guys. He has such serious FOMO that anytime you do anything, he has to be part of it. He's very sweet. Remember my last dog was a little tiny dog. Benny is not little. He is large. He is very large, and he thinks he's little. He is so sweet, but he is, Tracy calls him my bougie dog. Because you guys, okay, so you guys know I live in North Carolina. And the one thing, there's a lot of really wonderful things. And so does Carla. Carla lives in North Carolina. There's a lot of wonderful things about where I live. One of my favorite things is that people give away everything all the time. Okay. So I sent Tracy a picture of my dog, and I'll have to see if I have find it on my phone and I'll show it to you. Oh, I bought a really old Victorian house, and somebody was giving away, a hotel near me was giving away all this old Victorian furniture. And so I got this really cool old Victorian couch that was reupholstered. Don't you love a jelly plate? Because I mean, the layers and layers and layers that it picks up. So I'll find the picture and show you. He was laying on this old Victorian sofa, and Tracy says, "I have a bougie dog for on a bougie sofa." I'll show it to you. Let me see if I have the picture of it. Anyway, he's very sweet, but he is big, and he's like, I think he's like 70 pounds easily. And Benny, leave the kitty alone. He wants to be friends with the cats, but the cats don't really, it's not that they don't like him, but they just, one lick from him and they fly across the room. Let me see if I can find this picture of this bougie dog. He is beautiful, but he is a bougie dog. Tracy is absolutely right. Well, he wasn't bougie. You guys, he was a rescue. He's so sweet, but he was not socialized. We got him from somebody that was, we got him from someone that had gotten him for their children. And here's one picture of him. You can see he sleeps kind of funny. They gotten him for their children, and I don't know, can you see it? Let me back it up a little bit. And you can't see it. Okay, hold on. You got to give it, there you go. You can see his face a little bit. And he's laying on my Victorian bougie sofa. Let me find a better one of him. They got him for their kids, and the guy was a single dad, and he just couldn't deal with it. He was like, he was fine when he was a puppy, but now that he's really big, he just couldn't handle it. And so they basically left him in the backyard all the time. And so he wasn't socialized. So when we first got him, we got him when he was about 18 months old. We first got him, he just went from window to window in our house, thinking that he had to guard the house, and thinking that he had to guard the house, and thinking that he had to, protect us. He is living his best life. He is a bougie dog living his best life. You are right, Tracy. He is living his best life. So anyway, that's him. So that's what's going on with me, guys. My bougie dog living his bougie best life. Can you guys, I don't know if it was clear enough for you to see him. He's like, you guys, I haven't streamed in so long, and it's out of focus. Sorry. He is cute. He's big though. I haven't streamed in so long that when I went to go back on to stream, whatever platform I used to use, like, I don't know what I used to use, it wouldn't let me on. And I was like, oh my gosh. So it is what it is, you guys. Streaming is not, I haven't been on in such a long time that I didn't even know that I didn't know what I didn't know. Know what I mean, Jelly Beans? So, but yep, that's what's going on with me. So we got this cool little dog. Well, big dog. We got this cool big dog, and we love him a lot, and he is hilarious. And we haven't moved. So I had packed my art room up. Guys, I think that my hobby is packing. Okay. I don't want it to be that, but I think it is because, guys, I thought we would have been moved. And we've had so many family things that have come up that have not enabled us to even like. So I packed my entire art room up. And then, and I thought, oh, well, my youngest daughter did her first, started college in January, and she did really great. You guys, she is a psychology major, and she took 3 classes, and she made A's in all of them. And she's got a 4.0 right now. I said, girl, I didn't even have a 4.0. So really proud of her. But we thought that we would be out of here. So I packed my entire art room up, and I didn't really purge it. I just packed it. And then my oldest daughter, and her husband came to, they usually live abroad, and they were working in Hawaii, and he got injured, and he's needed all kinds of knee surgery, and it's taken months. So I didn't exactly want to put my house on the market while he was recovering from knee surgery, because he could, it has a lot of stairs, and he couldn't actually get up and down the stairs to leave if we were going to show it. So we waited to do that. So then all my art stuff has been in boxes. And so I finally just took it all out of boxes. Not all of it, but some of it. And I just said, if it's going to sit in boxes, if I'm not, I'm never going to do anything if it's in boxes, right? So I finally took some of it out. I had to make a wedding book. One of my nephews is getting married at the end of the month, and so I made a wedding book for them. I made them. I had decided, I think I told you guys last time I streamed, or maybe I didn't, but I was going to make them all Christmas tree skirts. So I made a couple of Christmas tree skirts. My niece got married 2 years ago, and I made her wedding book and a Christmas tree skirt. And I even use these. I don't have this insurance, but they send me lots of stuff, so I keep the envelopes, because when you paint over them, it doesn't matter. Hi, Cassandra. Hey, Dee. So I unpacked, finally. It was just ridiculous. I was like, okay, if we're not going to move like right now, then I might as well unpack some of my stuff and art. So guys, and I didn't pack it well. So like I couldn't find any of my homemade jelly plates, and I have a lot of them because I made them for that class that I taught, and I couldn't find any of them. So I found, actually my hottie found this one. He found me like 2 or 3 of my other jelly plates. I think I must have like 5 jelly plates or more, besides the homemade ones. So since we haven't put our house on the market, I decided, hi, Barbara Clark, how are you? I just decided I would get my stuff out and start arting, because like, what was I waiting for? Because I thought we were moving. Okay, let's get real. I thought we were moving, and we still are. We don't even know where. Originally, I thought we were going to move to the West Coast. And then, I don't know. I really don't know where we're moving. So we'll see. We will see. I thought we were moving West Coast. And so I started purging like a lot of stuff. So, but I don't know where we're going to go. We don't know where we're going to go. We haven't really, it's kind of a toss up. And I told you guys that I have a little grandson, right? Oh my gosh, you guys, he is the cutest. I mean, the absolute cutest. And I know all grandparents think that, okay? I'm not in denial of that. But he is so cute. And my daughter lives in Arkansas. So hopefully I'm going to get to go see him soon. Guys, I feel like I've lived a lifetime since the last time I was on. Let's see, what else have I crafted? What else have I made? The really bad thing when you, or for me, you guys, anyway, it's ridiculous. Is that when you pack all your stuff up and you don't label it correctly, which obviously I didn't, then when you go to look for it, you're just going through boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff. So, and I refuse to buy anything else. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing. He is so cute. He is the cutest. He is so, so, so cute. So what do you guys, Cassandra, I saw, and you guys, I'm terrible at social media. Can I just be honest with you? I'm like regular social media, like Instagram and all that. I only get on to see, I have a niece that's a shark diver. I told you guys about her, right? She lives in Hawaii and she lives on Oahu and she's a shark diver. She dives with sharks. That's what she does for a living. Anyway, she's amazing. So I have Instagram so that I can see her, so that I can because she does these diving competitions. She does some free diving competitions. She was just in the Philippines and she did this free diving competition. You get to watch it. It's very cool. Very scary, but very cool. So I see her stuff and then I see my youngest daughter's stuff. And that's really, you guys, I've been so bad that I haven't been very active on anything. Except Marketplace, trying to get rid of myself. Hey, there's our Malia. You're at the Dollar Tree. You guys, our town got a Dollar Tree. We finally arrived. We got a Dollar Tree. We got a Dollar Tree. Okay. We think we won. We think we won the lottery in my town. We got a Dollar Tree. So if I missed you guys, thanks for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it, guys. If I missed one of you guys, just yell at me in the chat because I can't really see it very well from where I'm sitting. I know I'm officially on the map. We got a Dollar Tree. Oh my gosh, you guys. Let me see. What else has been going on? Oh, let's see. So the youngest daughter started college mid-year in January. She's enjoying it. She's doing really well. She's got lots of new friends. Joyce, honestly, I haven't even been in. The Hottie's gone in. He's been in. He's gone into the Dollar Tree. And I think both my older daughter and my youngest daughter have gone in to the Dollar Tree. I haven't even gone, but we got a Dollar Tree. That was our big news for our town. We got a Dollar Tree. We're on the map now. We got a Dollar Tree. We're Dollar Treeing it. Let's see. What else can I tell you guys? Okay, made the wedding book, made the Christmas tree skirt. Because I don't even know. Do people even use Christmas tree skirts anymore? I was just trying to think of something I could give them besides money that they would actually keep over the years, But who knows? They may give it to the Goodwill, Didn't one of you guys tell me that you made one of your family members something and they took it to the Goodwill? Now, I've had that happen to me too. So anyway, Cassandra, I did see you were doing are you doing 3D printing and making earrings, or are they clay? I meant to ask you. They look so awesome. If you guys don't know, Cassandra is an amazing clay artist. And I know you were doing some 3D printing thing, which, that does intrigue me, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want to do anything I don't want to get another thing until we decide where we're moving. You got an Ollie's? You know what? None of those things were in Hawaii, but my sister used to have an Ollie's, and when I would go visit her, I loved it. I loved it. You're making jewelry out of anything you can get your hands on. Oh, girl, you sound like me. When I first moved to Hawaii, you guys, I used to be a metalsmith, like a proper jeweler, making gold, silver, platinum jewelry. And then I moved to Hawaii, and you can't get, and back then you couldn't really get a lot of stuff shipped there. So I was, it was kind of slim pickings. And I made jewelry out of, I told you guys that crazy story where I called this guy. He had a copper yard. He had big sheets of copper. And so I called him and I said, I said, I don't know. Anyway, I get there to where he is and he sells copper, but he sells copper in 9-foot sheets. 9 foot by 5 foot or whatever. He laughed at me because I only need a little thin copper to make jewelry. You don't put up a tree anymore. So you don't have a tree skirt. You have a small tree. Ollie's got the Joann's. Oh wow, Ollie's got the Joann's closeout. Well, that's cool. You got a Cricut, or you bought the vinyl. That's awesome. Good for you, D. He did give me some. He told me to go dig in his bin in the back, where they put where they're putting the stuff that they're going to remelt down to scrap. It was ridiculous. So Cassandra, I get it, making jewelry out of anything you can. I completely and absolutely get it. I think I put too much of that on this jelly plate, but I don't know if I have another. I don't think I have another thing to scrape it off with. Anyway, so yeah, that's me. What else am I doing? You know what I have been doing? Okay, so do you guys remember a million years ago, our favorite crafter, Shannon Green, made her Big Bertha out of paint store swatches or, paint store books? Well, I had gotten some paint store books my hottie does into he's a fine art painter, paints all kinds of amazing things and does all that sort of stuff, but he also is a finish carpenter, and he was helping this lady here. He built an addition onto her house, and he was helping her with paint books or whatever, paint swatch books, and he brought them home to me. He brought me all these paint swatch books home, and I was like, oh my God. And they're kind of big. So I have them in a pile over there. And I started making my cover because I figured now that I have those paint swatch books, they're just they're 2 or 3 pages, and they're kind of they're cardstocky, and they're thick. So I'm going to make my own Big Bertha. I got that. You're thinking about pulling out your jelly plate? Ooh, Cassandra, you know what I made it for the kids' school fair? Because that now that she's not in that school anymore, which, you guys, I'm so glad she's out of high school. Can I tell you? No more bake sales for me. I made paper jewelry, and I did all kinds of jelly prints and then cut it out with some of them I did use the Big Shot, but some of them I just used punches for. And I made paper earrings, and I backed them on pasta boxes. Backed it on that, and then I used diamond glaze on top of it so that it looked like it was fancier than it was. We sold a ton of them. It was the fastest jewelry make I've ever done. And I bet you people would buy those because they're super lightweight and you can make them like super, like you can use super big dies with them, you know? Hey, Sherry, how are you doing, girl? Thanks for the thumbs up, friends. I really appreciate it. So that is what I did. You had to try it. I mean, people bought them. They thought they were something fancy. They were not fancy. But I've been saving all these envelopes, and I was like, either I'm going to do something with them, or I'm going to throw them away. Because, yeah. Guys, they were in the box of stuff I was looking when I was looking to make the wedding book. So this is the other thing. Ready for this? And my sister calls me. You guys, she does not craft, okay? She's not a crafter. Although for her husband's birthday, I went there for her husband's 60th birthday, and he wanted a gold chain, and she looked everywhere to buy him a gold chain, and he's a little bit picky. He's a little bougie. And she and I were both like, you're going to spend all this money on a gold chain, and it's not even going to be what he wants. So I told her, so she and I made him ready for this. She made him, I said, make him a macaroni necklace. I said, paint it gold, make him a macaroni necklace, and I'll make a really bougie box for it. And you can give it to him on his 60th birthday, and you can put a note in there that says he can pick up his necklace of choice when he has a chance. And she did, and you guys, he loved it. So she does craft a little bit. She made a macaroni necklace for her 60th birthday. No, but so she calls me because her son's getting married at the end of one of her sons getting married at the end of the month. And so she calls me. Now she had sent me pictures like when her daughter got married 2 years ago in Hawaii. Remember when I went to that? She sent me pictures of like our parents and sent me pictures of her mother-in-law who'd passed away, and she had sent me pictures. She calls me and she says, do you have those pictures? I realize, you guys, she sent them to me digitally, okay? She was like, do you have those pictures? You guys, I couldn't find them. And I know I didn't delete them. And she goes, well, didn't you print out a bunch of them? Because I did. That's what started this whole fiasco, is I was looking for the pictures for her book that, guys, I never found. And so I opened this box, and in this box is an enormous stack of these junk mail envelopes. Okay, can you imagine if somebody actually went through my stuff and they'd be like, oh, like this must be some really important box, that in the box is junk mail envelopes. Okay. You guys know how I roll. So there was a box of junk mail envelopes. It was inside this other box of all stuff. You also got a UV printer. Ooh, good for you. I saw, you guys, have you seen one of those nail lights? And I've thought about getting one. One of those things that they put over like a nail salon. What do you call it? Like, like when you're going to go get your nails and it looks like it's like an arch. They have like a light on them. Well, I saw someone bought one and put their phone. Now, I don't film with my phone, but you could do it with anything. Put their phone over it and used it to did their filming for their crafting underneath it. And I thought, oh, that's such a good idea. So maybe when I move, that's what I'll get myself, is one of those. So that's what started the whole fiasco. Looking for some pictures she sent me 2 years ago that I had printed out for a wedding book, because she needs them for a table, like the, where you put your grandparents that are no longer around table, You have one and you can change the light intensity. Oh, that sounds so good. Have you used it to film with? You have a tote full of cereal and food and tissue boxes. Oh, girl, I know I have a box of that too. All right. But that's what started this whole fiasco of like my sister asking me to find her some pictures that she sent me 2 years ago. And I'm like, well, don't you have them? And she's moved too. And she goes, yeah, they're in my storage. Like she moved into this house and she hasn't really had a chance to totally unpack. She goes, they're in one of the totes in in the outside storage. Like their house has these outside like sort of sheds. And I was like, yeah, she's like, yeah, that's not going to happen. So, so, so instead I found all my envelopes. You have one. Yeah. I have been really good. I haven't kept I don't think for a while, you guys, I was keeping Dolly Parton. This is why I love a jelly plate. Isn't that great? You girls will be on my team. You know what I mean. It has a holder, but you don't use it. Well, anyway, somebody had it on. I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get one of those at some point. So yeah, that's what. So let's see, what else can I tell you guys? You made a 3D printed nightlight that you can see the person when the light is on. Oh my gosh, that's so cool, Cassandra. Painty goodness. I know, right? Well, it was either that or letting these things go, letting them go. You know, you guys, I'm obsessed with those organizing videos because I'm not organized. I'm obsessed with them right now, like thinking of like if and when I move into my new place, wherever it is, that I'm going to really organize it. Like I'm really going to do it. Right. And you guys, it's ridiculous. The stuff that I've saved and guys, I found stuff that I've saved that I brought with me from Hawaii. Okay. And it wasn't like, it was trash, you guys. It was like, you know what I mean? It was like, it's like a Hawaiian phone book. And, you know, I bet you some of these envelopes came from Hawaii. Bet you anything, some of them did. I would totally bet it. So what else is going on? Let me see. Dog, grandson, son-in-law with a knee injury. He's had 2 surgeries. He's doing heavy duty PT. And they live usually like they pick like some exotic place and go live there for 6 months and then somewhere else and somewhere else because they work online. But it's like really like they're probably sick of me. Okay. I don't know if my daughter would ever tell me that, but I think they're probably sick of me. That's okay. That's okay. They can be sick of me, right? They can be sick of me. Yeah, I got to see my little grandson. It was his first birthday in April, and I got to see him then, and he was so cute, you guys. He is so precious. And he was teaching him all these songs. And you guys, he was just so precious. And he sang him on McDonald, and then he mooed. It was so funny. He's so cute. Yeah, so that was good. I finally unpacked a couple boxes in this whole hubbub of my life. Let's see what else. So I made her a wedding book, made a Christmas tree skirt. What else have I done? I've been and I'm starting my Big Bertha, my version of Big Bertha. It's pronounced treasure. You're right. Oh my gosh. I'm making my version of Big Bertha from those painting things from Hottie's client. Let's see what else is going on. I don't know, you guys. It feels like I've lived like 10 lifetimes And it feels like every time I think, oh, I'm going to get on and I'm going to craft or I'm going to do something, something happens and I can't. Pronounced treasure. I love it so much. Something happens and it comes up. Like it just doesn't work out for me. And so I just I just took the pressure off myself because, it's just one of those things where, I really don't have a proper art setup right now. So, but I'm happy to be hanging out with you guys. What else have I made? Started my Big Bertha. I don't know. I should give her a new name. Maybe we'll vote on it after I finish. I went through some boxes to find some cover fabric for her. I haven't found the perfect cover fabric yet, and I have a ton of fabric. What else? Weddings. Weddings, babies. Graduation from high school. Finally decided to go to college, which was like a relief. She's home for the summer, working a couple of little summer jobs, so she has spending money. Let's see what else. The new dog. I don't know, you guys. It's been. I'm still working? No, I did not go back to work, Jen. They asked me to come back and teach, but can I tell you, it was a lot, and I thought that honestly we'd be moved by now, so I didn't want to make a commitment to a situation that, like I'd have to leave in the middle of the year. So I did not go back to work. I was teaching art, so I didn't go back to doing that. They did call me recently and asked me if I would do something else, and I just said no. No, we have not. Okay, so where we are with the renovations. Okay, so we thought initially we were just gonna put in, because I live in a 3-story Victorian, and the 3rd floor has no heat. So we thought originally we were just gonna put the heat in there. And then as we lingered a little longer, we decided we'd redo the kitchen. So we got the cabinets for that. We got some reclaimed hardwood flooring from another 100-year-old house, because the kitchen has this weird, they renovated it in the 70s. It has some like weird panel. Go on, Benny. Benny's the dog. It has some weird paneling. Like they redid it to be in the 70s with this hideous paneling. And the floor was like this. You guys, I don't even know. The floor is like this horrible linoleum tile. So I found some reclaimed hardwood floor, and we had that. And Blake did, he's going to lay that down in the kitchen. And we thought that's what we would do. Look, we could sell it as it is, but if we redo the kitchen, really redo it, it'll come out really good. So we got the cabinets. I got a new farm sink. I got the hardwood flooring. And then he got a big job that he got a big home reno job that, I'm glad we didn't tear up the kitchen because it would still be torn up. He got a big reno job. And so, he did that. So we're in the process, like cabinets. We've demoed some of it. Sorry, the dog is just, I don't know who he's barking at. Barking at the neighbors, I think. So he has FOMO. The neighbor's dogs are out and he has FOMO. He wants friends so bad, you guys. He's just not socialized. He's very sweet. He's not aggressive. My older daughter calls him Chewbacca because he starts talking like, the Chewbacca from Star Wars. So we've demoed it. So to make a very long story short, no, we haven't finished it. We demoed it, but we haven't laid down the flooring or installed the cabinets, primarily because because we eat every day. And and we cook every day. So that's why. I'm gonna see if one of my kids will come and get this dog. He's like too much. He's like crying, crying. He has such FOMO. So hopefully one of them will pick him up. So the kitchen's demoed. We have all the supplies, but it's a little bit like the, what is it? The cobbler with his shoes, or you know what I'm saying? Like all of his kids go barefoot. You went to Ohio for your 50th college reunion? How exciting, Cassandra. What was it like seeing all your friends? That would have been so fun. That would be so fun. Poor baby, my Miss Al. I know. Oh my gosh. Tracy, he's horrible. He hears, okay, he loves kids, okay, which is a wonderful thing, but he'll hear them playing outside and then he'll just sit there and cry. You, if you want to take him and put him, I mean, he can be in my room, but it's just he's crying and crying and it's loud. I mean, just shut my door in here and take him out. Call him, maybe he'll come. So he's so left out. He's totally left out. So that must have been fun. 50 years, a college 50-year reunion. That would be awesome. That would be so awesome. Because I went back for my 10-year high school reunion a trillion years ago, and I haven't been back since. Okay. And yeah, I don't even think I'm on the list for our college reunion. But because I think I've probably changed email addresses or moved too many times. I think that's fun seeing your old friends. Your baby's afraid of the bug zapper wind chimes and stupid and hot air balloons. Oh no. Those that made it, it was a ball. Oh, I'm so happy for you, Sandra. That's so awesome. That is really, really awesome. I don't really keep in contact with I keep in contact with a handful of my friends from that time, but not a lot. You know, at the time you're there, you think, it feels like you're going to be friends forever and all that. And then your life just takes you a different way. Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Yeah. It's like, I think it's awesome. I'm glad you got to do that. So what else is going on? You guys, I feel like I've lived a million lifetimes and I don't even know. Oh, I'll tell you guys a funny story. Hopefully I'll be able to find the picture. So, my I think it's funny. It probably isn't funny for the, well, he had a good sense of humor. So my hottie, he was doing this is a while back. This had to be in the winter at some point. He went to work on somebody's house and I don't even remember what he was doing. He might have been laying a floor. He could have been doing anything, a bathroom renovation. I don't remember. But he's there and he's like talking to the guy, and the guy's a sweet guy, and he goes, "Let me see if I can find the picture. Then it'll make a lot of sense. Let me see if I can find the picture." Anyway, so he says he's like talking to him, and they're looking at all this stuff, and he's like finding out like like what he wants to and this and that, and telling him, just scoping it out to give him an estimate. and he sees a picture on the wall. Let me see if I find it. Oh my gosh, I have to I can find it. He sees a picture on the wall and he goes, "Oh my gosh." He goes, "You know Eddie Van Halen?" And the guy looks at him kind of puzzled. Oh, please let me find it. Please let me find it. He goes, "You know Eddie Van Halen?" And the guy goes, "What?" And he goes, "You know what?" He goes, "Wow." He goes, "That's amazing." But this is my hottie saying this. "That's amazing." He goes, "I think that's wonderful." He goes, "Wow, if I had a picture of myself with Eddie Van Halen, I'd put it on my wall too." And the guy's kind of like looking at him like, "What are you talking about?" Oh my gosh, I have to find this picture. And the guy goes, "No, that's my wife." Wait till you see his picture. I was like, "What?" He was like, I was all impressed that it was Eddie Van Halen. And he sent me the picture of it. Let me see if I can find it. He goes, "That's my wife." Oh my gosh. You guys, I laughed until I cried. I've got to find this picture so you can see it. Oh my God. Guys, I told you how ridiculous he is anyway. No, that's my wife. Where is it? You guys, he sends me so many pictures of all kinds of craziness, like working on somebody's house and something, or their cute dog, or whatever. And I have a million pictures. Isn't that ridiculous? No, it's my wife. Let me find it. And it's from the 80s. And he goes, "Eddie Van Halen would have worn that shirt." This is what he says. Oh, here's a better picture of the dog. That's a better, hey, I found a better picture of Benny. There you go. Got a better picture of Benny. Isn't that ridiculous? Let me see if I can find that picture of Eddie Van Halen. Lord help me. It was so funny. That's our new dog. Let me find a picture of Eddie Van Halen. Oh my God. So ridiculous. So what are you guys working on? Besides me painting my envelopes, what are you guys working on? So either paint these envelopes or throw them away. That's my new motto this year. I'm going to use it or lose it, because I have boxes of stuff, and I didn't even, because I thought we were moving so soon. I had to even dig through my stuff to find clothes to wear to something, because I was like, I packed everything. You guys, I literally packed everything. So ridiculous. So ridiculous. I can't find Eddie Van Halen's wife's picture. I'll have to find the guy with Eddie Van Halen. I'll have to ask him to resend it to me. And I'll show you guys the next time so you can see it. You'll laugh. It's so ridiculous. The guy does kind of look like it could kind of resemble Eddie Van Halen. Kind of. I wouldn't say 100%. But kind of. Kind of. Kind of. Kind of. So that's what's going on with me, girls. That is what's going on with me. Let's see what else do I have to tell you. I had the best curry I've ever had in my life. My oldest daughter made it. It was amazing. It was curry from the Maldives Island, which I didn't even know that I didn't even know that I didn't even understand like what cuisine came from the Maldives Island. But yeah, it was like curry that came from the Maldives Island. It was probably the best curry I have ever had, ever. And she makes a lot of curry. It was so good. What else is going on? I don't know, you guys. I've had so many ridiculous escapades, and when I do, I think about all of you and think that I'm sure that you would be like laughing right alongside of me and my ridiculousness. But yeah. So tell me what you guys are making. What's like the latest, hottest, newest, greatest thing? I'm so out of the loop. I don't even know anymore what the latest, hottest, newest, whatever is anymore. I have no clue. None whatsoever. I am not up on it. I'm not up on any of it. I just know that if I'm not gonna make it, hey Joni, how are you? If I'm not gonna use it this year, I'm gonna lose it. So I'm I'm definitely focusing on that. I'm focusing on use it or lose it because I figure so my son-in-law should finish his physical therapy. I think he has 8 more weeks of it. So maybe I think. So once he finishes his physical therapy, then I think, and my daughter and he decide like where they're going to go and what they're what they're thinking of doing. I think we will then go full force and finish gutting the kitchen. Like right now, we've taken all the paneling off and took they had lowered the ceiling, and this house has high ceilings, but I'm telling you, in that kitchen, it is so hot. So we took that down, but I think we'll be ready to like pull up the pull out the appliances. If it was just he and I here, which I thought it would be, then we would have already done it. But with him, with his hurt foot, and I mean his hurt knee, and all the stuff, it's like, and we cook every day. It was like a lot for me to even think about the possibility of like not having any cooking situations, if you know what I mean. So hopefully, so if he has 8 more weeks, so what would that make it? So it'd be June, July. So hopefully we'll have the house officially on the market the beginning of fall. Let's hope. And that's not the best time to put your house on the market, but at this point, I don't even know if we, and it doesn't, and because we didn't originally when we were putting our house on the market, I thought we were going to be, um, I had found a home that I really liked. I had really found a home that we liked, and I had thought, okay, this is it. Oh, I'm gonna hit the camera. Sorry. I had said, this is it. This is the house that and then all this stuff happened. It was just like, it was a lot. So, and now I don't know exactly where we're going to go. I don't know. And because we don't have like a timeline now, because the youngest one's in college, I'm sure my daughter and son-in-law, as soon as his legs healed enough, are going to want to be on their way to travel and do their lives, not feel like they're stuck here, And and we can go anywhere. And I don't know where that is. I've gone to look at it. I found this house I loved, you guys. It's not online anymore. I'll show you. It didn't sell. It needed so much work. You guys, it was in Smith River, California. Have any of you guys ever been to Smith River? It is stunning. It is it's right on the ocean. It is a stunning, stunning town. And oh my gosh, it was just stunning. So I loved it. So when I went for my brother-in-law's 60th birthday in February, I went to California. My sister and I drove up the coast and we went to see it. You guys, Smith River is gorgeous, but this house, it was so sad because the pictures were not, the realtor was, he was not good. Because if he had told me it was that bad, we wouldn't have driven up there. And it was far. My sister and I had a good time. We went for my birthday. We went to Smith River, and they have have a little casino there. I don't know which Native American tribe it's run by, but we stayed in, and it was really beautiful, the little hotel. And we had really great, seafood. And you're in Eureka? Oh, well, Barb, if I get there, girl. So that's where I found this house. I loved it. Okay. We had a really great time, and I got to see the redwoods, and I love the redwoods. I got to I hugged a redwood. I got off. My sister and I got off on. She drove to the opposite side of the road, and I got out and I hugged a redwood. But the house, I think it was this person's like vacation rental or second home or something, and obviously they hadn't been there. Hi, Beth. Obviously they hadn't been there in a long time, and you guys, the roof had leaked, and it was like, and I don't know how easy it would be to get building permits and stuff there. It was sad. I'm not gonna lie. It was so, but I really had my heart set on it, because you guys realize, like, I think that wherever we move, it'll be our last home. You know what I mean? I mean, it'll be our, I know, Beth. I have been MIA. So I was so sad about the house in Smith River, because it was like, if you could have like a dream home, but it wasn't fancy, but the view was like so stunning. If it was still online, I'd show it to you. But the realtor didn't even meet us there. Okay. I should have known. He put the key in the lockbox. Okay. It was like a lockbox situation. You figured I'd gone back to Hawaii? No, Beth, I didn't go back to Hawaii. There was a good thought form for a little while that would have been what we would have done. But we have a grandchild. And I don't know about you guys, going back to Hawaii and leaving your grandchild behind where you may only see him once a year it's not really on my bucket list. Okay? It's not really on my bucket list. So no, that's not happening. Not happening. So yeah. So Smith River was like a choice. And then we had this whole conversation about like where my hottie, his kids live in Oregon. So then we talked about Oregon. We talked about, and my sister lives in California. And then we talked about New York, because, we both used to live in New York, and I love New York. I just don't know. My kids laugh at me because they were like, Mom, we don't think you could handle the cold weather anymore, which is probably true. Okay. And so so we talked about that. We've discussed a lot of different places, but nothing has like really nothing. If that house in Smith River had been in less of a tear down situation and more of a doable situation, I think we would have already been. I think we would have definitely moved, right? But because it wasn't, and guys, yeah. So I haven't found anything else that I've liked as much. I've kind of had my heart set on it. You have the power. Oh, you still have your Power of Women book, inspired me. Oh, Beth, you're so sweet. Yeah. Hey, Carla, how are you, girl? If you guys haven't gone over, now I haven't seen your latest videos, but have you guys seen Carla's little square, little swatch book? What are you calling it, Carla? Caged Fit, my lovely friend Carla Caged Fish. What are you calling it? I love that. And I'm gonna have to make one at some point. I just so inspired by it. So that is what. So yeah. Okay. So that's why we haven't moved, because if that house had been like right on the, it's called a scrap journal glue book. Okay, go over to Carla's channel or somebody. I don't know if you can put it in the chat because I'm streaming through StreamYard. One of you guys that has a mod thing in here, if you can put it in there, do it if you can. I don't know if you can because I'm streaming through StreamYard. Go over and look at her scrap journal glue book. It is fantastic. It is fabulous. It is very inspirational. And I don't say that lightly. It is amazing. So I would say go and look at it. Yeah. So that's what we were thinking, or that's what I was thinking. And then I did find a house in New York that I liked, and we did have it inspected. But you guys, it needed so much more work. And then I started, okay, if some of you people are way younger than me, you will not. It's been a recharge for you. Oh, girl, that's what I've needed. I've needed a recharge. I totally needed a recharge. Well, so I left this house in New York, and it was in a place called Ilion, New York. And, I have some of my best friends are still there in New York, and I love New York. But it needed a lot of work. And then I looked at the taxes. Okay. The taxes. Okay. I don't know, like, how people do it. So the taxes, so if we bought the house, so my thought was, we would buy the house, pay it off, like buy it, so we wouldn't have a mortgage. But the taxes were insane. Like, I want to say the taxes were $8,000 a year or something like that. And I was like, we have to be a little bit more conscientious heading into the age group I'm in. I mean, Blake's younger than me, but it's still, it's like, that's a lot of money. And some of them were like $12,000 a year in taxes. And I was like, that's crazy. That's like, I don't know. So that was like a concern. So I don't know how many of you guys are in that sort of like thought process of like, do I want to spend $12,000 a year in taxes? And is it going to keep going up? Of course it will, right? And I said to him, for the $12,000 a year, or between eight, because I found two houses I liked, between the $8,000 and $12,000 a year in taxes, we could take a really nice trip to New York during the fall or during the spring before it gets really cold or really hot, and see our friends. And yeah. So how many of you have even like, has that even been like a thought process for you? No, Beth, I think she called it, what did she call it? It's up in the chat a little further up. Let me see. No, it's Scrap Journal Glue Book. Scrap Journal Glue Book. It's so cool. I'm going to definitely have to make one. This is my use it or lose it year, girls. I have more supplies that even if I sat down and made art every single day, I could not use it all. That is it. I could not use it all. So that's where I'm at. That is where I'm at. Beth, it's really inspirational. You would totally, it's her very latest video. You would totally be inspired. I'm inspired. I gotta get myself together to try and make one. Make a Carla inspired. Well, Carla, before you came in, I said I got all my stuff together to make a big Bertha. I was saying that Potty did a paint. He did a renovation job for a lady. He built a room onto her house. He built an addition, and then he went and got her paint samples. And I got those big. He got those big paint sample cards from I think Lowe's and Home Depot and Sherwin-Williams and I don't know whatever the paint stores are around here. And when he finished her job, you know, she was obviously going to throw them away, and he was like, "Oh no." You know, and they're like, anybody can get them. You can go get them. They're just like these cardstock paint samples. So he brought them home to me. So I want to make my version. I'm going to definitely make my version of a Big Bertha. When you finally get all your stuff out, it'll be like Christmas because you don't know what you have stored in your boxes. Girl, I don't even want to talk about it. It's like my daughter wanted to make something the other day, and she was like, I need the pieces to the juicer. Okay, guys, I don't even know where the juicer is. I did not know where the juicer was. It was boxed up, I'm telling you. Because before he got hurt, I thought we were just going to be out. I thought it was going to just be me and Hottie, and that I wasn't going to cook. I was going to just like, well, I would have cooked, but I would have just like crock potted it, you know? And now I got to come up with a better name than Big Bertha, right? So I would have just crock potted our meals, but my daughter's a really good cook. So, so I'm telling you, I had the best curry I've ever had last night. She made this. She called it, it's a curry based on curries from the Maldives, which you guys, I didn't even know there were curries in the Maldives. Okay. But I guess it's so close to India that their cuisine is very influenced by that. It was probably the best curry I've ever had. And I eat a lot of curry. It was it was amazing. So yeah, she's an amazing cook. So we talked about it because Mahadi really loves her cooking, and she's such a good cook. Like basically what she says to us every night, she's like, okay, what country do you want to eat from? What flavor profile do you want? So we have like Korean food and Japanese food. You have to realize she's lived all over the world. So Indian food. We had Peruvian food last week. It was so good. She makes Japanese, Korean, Chinese, all kinds of curries. She makes this Japanese breakfast food, or it's a Japanese inspired breakfast food. It is so good. I think it's called Oyakudan or something like that. It's like eggs and chicken, and it's so amazing with onions and some sort of sauce. And then she makes Italian food and Mexican food, and she's a good cook. Yeah, I think Big Bertha will be fun. I wouldn't have even thought to make one except that he brought me those paint swatch things home. And then it reminded me, I said, where are these from? Like, where have I seen them? And then I remembered Shannon Green had some, our favorite crafter, Shannon Green, who I love. So I will officially have my own Big Bertha soon. When I was digging to find, when I was making the Christmas tree skirts for my nephew and his wife for one of their wedding presents, I was digging through my fabric, but I haven't found the right fabric for the cover yet. I know that I have somewhere some upholstery samples, and I thought I would make my Big Bertha cover out of upholstery samples. So I don't know. We'll see if I can find them. They're packed up in a box that I didn't label. It's the label just says craft room. That's what it says. I was telling you guys earlier, I'm kind of obsessed with the videos of people that are organizing their stuff, because I have a dream that wherever I move, I will have like this amazing crafting space. Barb, I wish I knew that you lived in Eureka. I would have definitely come to see, I would have definitely hollered at you on my way back from Smith River. I loved that. Smith River, so beautiful. And I ate the best fish sandwich I've ever had in, oh my gosh, you guys. It was like 2 or 3 towns down. Let me see if I put it in my phone, because my sister and I had gone to a wedding in Oregon in, right across the California border in Oregon. And on the way there, we had stopped and eaten. We'd had the best, it was like one of the best fish sandwiches I had ever had. And is your chat frozen? I don't think so. Is your chat frozen? I don't think so. I can see it. I can see your chat. I might have a slow connection. You guys have the fastest internet connection I can have, and I've had internet issues lately, so I don't know. Maybe it's everybody being home in the summer. Joe has an uncle in Ventura. Yeah, chatting. Yeah, everybody may have stopped chatting. I could see your chat, but there's also a lag on StreamYard, so I never know like what you guys are actually seeing. So yeah, there were days when the chat would fly. But no, I had the best fish sandwich. And so my sister and I were like, okay, we're going to find it again. So we were up, driving up that way. And we did, but I can't remember the town right now. I thought I put it in my phone, but I didn't. I thought I put it in my phone. I thought I put best fish sandwich in my phone. Is that terrible? I guess I didn't. It was so good. So what are you working on now, Miss Carla? Are you still working on your glue book? I mean, I know you weren't finished with it, but it's stunning. All right, so this is what I have so far. I have I hope you guys get if you save these like me over all these years, you get them out and start painting on them. I have a bunch here. Guys, unfortunately, I have more. This one, I think that one's coming up pretty good. And then I'll doodle on them. This one needs more paint. This one might be almost done. I could just get something to cover up the marrow, whatever. I've got a lot of them going on. And this was nothing. I had a huge pile. Had a huge pile of them. And when I was teaching last year, they didn't give you any supplies. So you have to provide it all yourself. And I have more over here that I'm still painting. You have to provide it all yourself. So I saved a bunch of stuff because I thought, if I'm going to be teaching, I don't want to have to go buy everything. And I also wanted to kind of, give these junior high and high school students the experience of like making art from recyclables, because then, so many times, how many times before you really got into making stuff from recycled things, did you think you needed to go buy a new supply in order to do it? Grid journal, small journal, personal junk journal. Yeah, I have a personal junk journal I've been working in. And I have like a trashy journal too. You know, like one where I've saved like product packaging. Okay, I can work on those. Where I've saved product packaging I have a pile, I should say, in a box. You're running back and forth to the kitchen. You're dyeing paper. Oh, good for you, Joyce. You're also doing ATCs and your script journal paper doll book. Oh, cool. You're winding down on projects. Might be time to move to the next thing. You girls, I have not been super inspired. I don't know about maybe some of you guys have, but I haven't had like, usually I have this tremendous like this tremendous urge to like make a bunch of stuff. And I haven't. I don't know why. I do have a whole collection of like little tiny art that I kind of work on every now and then. I guess kind of like ATCs or just small art. But because I was gearing up for us to move, I was trying not to like start anything new. I was trying to like be like in a better space with that and not like, you know what I mean? Like not get myself all caught up in it. But then my son-in-law got hurt. And then we had a couple of other things that happened in our family that just kind of like put everything on hold. I realized that I just, and I'd already packed everything up. Then I was like, oh my gosh, like just the thought of like unpacking it all so that I could just do a project was just not in the cards. Your heart really isn't in it. I get it. Sometimes like making something for someone else, my heart can be in it. But if it's just for me right now, I don't know. I did make, you know what I did make? And I should have probably filmed it. I don't even think I took any pictures of it. But I did make some little small baby, like rag quilt baby blankets. Because I just thought, that would be like my nephew, one of my nephews had a baby, and my niece is pregnant, and my little grandson. And I just thought that would be fun, because they're small. So I made some small rag quilts. That's really it. I don't know. So I've just been letting stuff go. Aw, she lost her mom. You're such a good soul, Tracy. Yeah. Yeah, my hottie's he's been last weekend and the weekend before he went to a couple funerals. And you know what, you guys, I just wasn't up for it. I said, can I stay home? He said, absolutely. One of his friend's parents passed and he drove, I guess that was only like 3 hours from our house. He drove like 3 hours to see him. And then unfortunately, one of his really good friends' brother passed from, I think, some sort of cancer. And he was young. So he drove almost 8 hours each way for that. You guys, I said, please send them my love and my condolences. And these are his childhood friends, and he said he said in such a bad situation, he had a really nice time seeing his old friends. And I thought that was great. You feel like you're kind of in limbo? Well, girl, I put my butt in limbo because we were moving and I was telling everybody I found this house that I loved. It was in California. And I thought it was the one. And then in February, and I realized I packed all my stuff way before then. In February, I went to see it. And Carla, it was like If the realtor had sent me that, because the pictures in the listing were not the actual pictures of the place. They were, I mean, they were, but there were pictures of when it was in good condition. Yeah, somebody going home early. You're right about that. I totally hear you. Yeah. If he'd wanted me to go, I'd have gone. But you guys, I just riding in a car, round trip 16 hours. I just wasn't, I just couldn't do, my head just was like, I really can't. Not because I didn't want to be there to support them or him, but it was a 16-hour car ride was not, I wasn't thinking that was like a good thing for me. Guys, when I went to my sister's for my brother-in-law's 60th birthday, and I was there with her for my birthday, you guys, and we took a drive. She lives like near Sacramento, and she lives like about an hour away from Sacramento south. And then we took that drive to Smith River. It was equally long. And you guys, I was like, I was like, that's just like a lot. You saw the house where you had your first apartment 50 years ago? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Yes, Carla. Okay, so this was the deal. We had decided that we were going to move after our youngest daughter went to college, like, because we'd be empty nesters, and we were going to move. This is like a conversation we had for a while. And we have 5 kids between us, and 3 of them live toward the West Coast. So we had talked about moving maybe closer to there, right? Then my daughter had a baby, turned 1 in April, and she lives in Arkansas. And she and her husband were thinking of moving back to Hawaii. They've since changed their minds, and that's a whole nother story. But so at that point, we were like, well, it makes no sense if we're living like, we have 0 relatives here. And, our youngest daughter goes off to college, and our oldest daughter doesn't even live, like, well, they're here right now because my son-in-law got injured, but they don't live in the States, So it's like one of those things where you're just like, why am I living so far away from anybody I know? So we started looking, and I found a house that I really loved, and I found a couple that I really loved in California. And so I went to look at it, and it needed way more work than if I was 10 years younger, I probably would have been like, okay. But with permitting and how things are sometimes in California, I mean, we both used to live there, or I did. I don't know if he ever did, but I did. With permitting and how things work there, you want to be able to, I just said to him, I think it's like more than I'm willing to put into. So then we went back to the drawing board and decided, okay, well, where are the majority of our friends? Like, where are the majority of our friends? A lot of our friends are on the East Coast, and a lot of like my closest friends are in New York. Some of his closest friends are in New York or DC or that area, or Maryland. And we both used to live in New York, and we love New York. So we talked about moving to New York. So I found a house that I really loved in New York, in upstate New York. And we had an inspection on it, and it needed way more work than it just needed a lot more. Like, it looked fine on the outside, but after the inspection, you realized it was going to be a lot. So we kind of were like, okay. And then my son-in-law got injured, and he has had 2 knee surgeries, and he's now in recovery from the last one. And I just said to him, if we move right now, how is that? That would not be helpful for our daughter, our oldest daughter, and her husband, because I mean, he got injured and he's had all his medical care here because they were living abroad. You guys, they were living before they came here. They were living in Morocco, and then they came back to the U.S. to work in Hawaii, and then he got injured in Hawaii, and then he came back here for the surgery because it's a long recovery process. So then I was like, all right. So then I started looking at the taxes of things. And I'm sure that any of you guys can pipe in. And when you realize, like, if you want to buy a house and not have a mortgage, right? But the taxes are like having a mortgage. So I was like, okay, so now we need to rethink it. So now we're at square one. So, and my little grandson still lives in Arkansas. And they are not moving back to Hawaii anytime soon. So I don't know where we're going to move. But in the meantime, packed up all my stuff, you guys, all of my stuff. Okay, not a little of my stuff, all of my stuff, my kitchen stuff, my. I was telling you, my daughter said, "Mom, I need the part for the juicer." I was like, I don't even know where the juicer is. I had gotten rid of a ton of stuff, you know. So I don't know exactly where we're going to move, but we know that because we have no family here, we know that, I mean, honestly, I want to see my grandson more than one time a year. I'm sure some of you other grandmothers can pipe in and give the 411 about that too. Right? Interesting to hear your thought process. You've been thinking about where you want to be. You also have no family in Florida. I get it, girl. It's just weird. Maybe it's an age thing, you guys. Maybe it's an age thing. Maybe it's like, I don't know. I mean, you have to realize when we chose where we're living now, we chose it for 2 reasons. One, to be closer to my hottie's dad, because I told you guys we had to put him in memory care. And the other reason I chose this area was for my youngest daughter, her learning differences. She has dyslexia, you know, and they had a really good Montessori, Waldorfy type of school where, you know, she would thrive in, like an experiential school. And you guys know as well as I do, high school itself is like is a whole thing, right? And if you have any sort of thing that makes you stand out to be different, that can sometimes be hard. And she was our last child. She'd only lived in Hawaii. She wanted a different experience. So that's why we moved, right? Well, we get here, and I think I told you guys this already. You know, Blake's dad has a type of dementia that, anyway, they basically were very kind to us at the memory care home, but every time my hottie in particular would go visit his dad would then spend, he thinks he's MacGyver. He would then spend like, oh, I love that. Now see, I dig that. Want that bright orange right in the middle, right? I don't know. Can you see it? So they basically said to us in the nicest way possible that when he would come to visit, and he would go visit his dad, that his dad would then spend a really long time trying to escape, and it was just detrimental. I mean, it was heartbreaking for my partner, but you know, like, the last thing you want to do is make it worse for him. because he would get irritated. It's been sad. So our daughter finally decided to go to college, or that was a whole other thing. When she finally decided that she would go to college and started in January, we were like, okay, we're free. So I don't know. I don't know exactly where we're going to move. I kind of have been leaving it open to the universe. You're going to let your kids throw your books away when you're gone. You feel like you're nesting, like for if or when I'm old and need extra care. I get it. You're gathering stuff you want to have around you and letting go of everything else. That's great. What do you do with your yearbooks and stuff your kids don't want? Hi Maria. I'm so happy to see you too. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to just keep what I want, because it doesn't matter if you have a lot of stuff or a little stuff. They're going to still complain. Okay? I don't think you're going to get out of the, oh, my mom was whatever. I had a friend call me the other day. Oh my gosh. And one of her kids said to her, "You're a hoarder," and she's not a hoarder. But she's not a hoarder by any means, but she has stuff. I mean, she makes art. She's an artist. She's a restoration. She restores things. She does all that. And granted, like, her life at the moment, that's not the biggest focus. She's got family stuff going on, like aging parents and stuff like that she's dealing with. But one of her children, and she got so upset, and we were talking about it on the phone, and it doesn't matter. This is what came to me, and maybe you guys can pipe in and you have a different experience, but it doesn't matter if you have a lot of stuff or a little stuff. It's going to come with some sort of criticism from our kids, because they are not us. They're not like, I was realizing that, I'll give you an example. Blake's mom, my Hottie's mom, she has her great grandmother's china. She downsized and moved to Florida from Virginia, and she has carried her great grandmother's china with her, and something else and something else, and her kids don't want it. So she was talking to Blake one day, and she said, "Ask Shelly if she wants it." And I said, "I would love your great grandmother's china, but that's something that means something to me, right? Because I like old dishes and stuff. My kids don't necessarily like any of it. Do my kids would be, I have a 150-year-old antique bedroom set. My kids would probably rather have an IKEA bedroom set. Do you know what I mean? Than the beautiful old, hand hewn bedroom set that I have. So they don't like the same things we like. They may not, right? So I'm not saving stuff for them. If they don't want it, fine. And if I'm keeping what I want, and if they have to throw away a few things, they have to. You tore the pages of yourself out and then you threw everything else out. Hey, that's a good idea, Barb. It's like, I don't know. One of my kids said, "Mom, I want your old quilts," because both of my grandmothers, my grandmother on my mother's side and my grandmother on my father's side, quilted. They didn't quilt for art. They quilted out of necessity. But you have to realize my grandmother passed away when I was in one of my grandmothers passed away when I was in, both of them actually. One of them when I was in both of them in the same year. I was 30. Maybe I was 29 when one, I was 30 when both of them, 30 or 31. And both of my grandmothers, my dad's mother was well into her 90s. So some of the fabric these quilts are made out of it's 100 years old or more, One of them said she wants that. One of them said she wants my cast irons, because I cook with cast iron. Other than that, I don't think they want any of my stuff. So it's okay. I don't care. You used your pages you kept in Soul Collage and other art projects. Good for you. That's a great idea. Well, I have a few more to do, but I don't have a ton. But I don't know because I don't know whether it was because we kind of live in that Amazon get it the next day society or what. But I don't think our kids are as like when my grandparents bought a bedroom set, they probably had to save up for it for a long time. You know, everything is so consumer based right now. I don't think that our kids really understand what handmade is, or that sort of thing. So I don't know if, I don't even know if saving any of it is worth it for them. I mean, I don't know. And one of my kids had this whole conversation with me about, that the way the economy is for them, they're never going to have a home they're never going to put a focus on a permanent situation like maybe we did, as far as home and buying a home, building a home, that sort of thing, or whatever, and so, you know, they may never, she's like, Mom, the reality is we may never have a home like you have. But I mean, I think it's also a choice too, but maybe, I don't know. Girls, I don't know nothing. Except that I like making art out of junk. You're feeling overwhelmed with all the stuff you have. It's kind of making you crazy. I get it. I completely understand. I completely understand. You're going to simplify your life. Yeah, I get it. I totally understand. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I get it. And I think you just have to be where you are and do it. I was watching something about Swedish death cleaning. Have you seen that? It's it's cool, It's really looking at your stuff and appreciating it. A little KonMari like, but and I mean I think that I would like that too. I mean, I know for us, when we move, the house we have now is big. It is a big house. And that's my fault. Because, after living in Hawaii and living in a really small house, which I didn't mind, but we had the kids and they would come and visit us. It was a lot when you have 5 kids and they have a person, and then you're thinking the possibility of grandchildren or whatever you're thinking of, right? And you're thinking, well, I'd like to see everybody at least once a year. So you're kind of like, at least this is how my thought process was. I'd love to see my kids. I'd love to see them more than that, but if they made it once a year, it would be nice if we had a space big enough. And then when we were moving from Hawaii, I've always loved Victorian homes. I have a thing for Victorian homes. I don't know what it is. I have no idea, but I love them. So when I saw this house, I fell in love with it. And I know this house was meant for us. I mean, it's an amazing house. What did you say? That's why I still hand knit stuff for the babies. Oh, sometimes I don't feel like people care one way or another, but I'm compelled to do it anyway. Tracy, what you knit is amazing. You're an amazing artist. Everything you do is amazing. So I'm assuming that the next house we get will be smaller. So obviously I can't keep it. And the really sad thing is sometimes is I have a lot of Blake's family's heirlooms because nobody wanted them. Like I've got his great grandmother's, I have his on his father's side and his mother's side. Their dining room sets. One of them Blake uses as an office desk. And so I don't know if we move, I don't know what we're going to do with the stuff that they gave us. You just moved to another part of Greece, so you know how it is being far away from your children. Oh no, Maria. I'm sorry. Oh, Barb, you're so sweet. I get it. Honestly, I don't think anybody would want my stuff, even if, I mean, I know my kids wouldn't. I don't think you've streamed a long time. You haven't been streaming in a while, have you, Carla? And I know you've been selling some of your stuff. I think you should sell it. I personally think you do. You haven't streamed in like 6 years? Yeah, I understand. You know what? There is a Carla, you know what? I will look it up and find it for you. There is a journal museum in Brooklyn. Have you seen it? Let me see if I can find it while I'm talking to you, and I can put it in because I know I can put it in the chat. There is a journal museum. Let me see if I can find it. Journal Museum in Brooklyn. And I think they would love Museum Brooklyn. They would love some of your journals. It says the Brooklyn Museum has some sort of journals, but there's like, oh, here it is. It's called Brooklyn Art Library and Sketchbook Project. Okay, wait. I'm gonna. It's not gonna let me do it. So it's Brooklyn. Here, let me see. All right, hold on. Here. There's I'm going to stick it in there. BrooklynArtLibrary.org. Look it up. Oh, did it not let me put it in there? Oh, it's been closed for a couple years? There you go. Well, you know better than me. I don't know why I thought there was one. If you're looking to create Brooklyn Museum Quarterly, there was some other place in Brooklyn. Was it called the Brooklyn Journal Shop? You guys, I don't know. I don't know, but that's kind of like a cool thing for us to all know. The Brooklyn Art Library and Sketchbook Project. Hashtag Sketchbook Project. So I didn't know. Guys, I haven't been online in so long. They moved to St. Pete and then they closed. Well, you know what? That might be something good. That might be something good for us to kind of like look into and figure out, because if there is something like that, we all have one or two good journals to send to them. That would be super awesome. Yeah. So you guys got my whole life in a nutshell, okay? We should start a place for people to send their journals. So this was my thought, you guys. So I have like, how many of you guys are obsessed with creative reuse stores? Okay, I'm totally obsessed with them. And I don't know whether I'm obsessed with them because I want to buy all the stuff, because hey, Jen and I have been shopping at the Creative Reuse with Malia, and it's addictive. It is addictive. Don't you think so, Jen? Anyway, I don't know whether, so I had thought, you've heard about me, you've never been? There's a security risk. Well, type it in, Barb, yourself. It may be because I'm on StreamYard. Do you know what I'm saying? Type it in, or maybe, or Carla says it may not even be there anymore. Anyway, so I'm obsessed with creative reuses. I don't know why, but I am. I love them. And where I am currently they just opened something. I haven't been to it. It's not in my town, but I have often thought that I would like to open my own creative reuse because, like people are always throwing away good things that still have life in them, you know? So I've thought about it, but I haven't done anything about it. You need to buy a property, put a tiny house all over, put tiny houses all over and a big common house for arting together with a bougie golf cart and a lake to swim in. Sounds good to me, Tracy. I'd be there. I would be there in a heartbeat. I would totally be there in a heartbeat. I don't know, but I know exactly what you mean. I know totally what you mean. Dangerous places for people like that. I know, right? Oh my gosh. If you guys haven't gone to a creative reuse, go. Now, I'm not saying all of them are the same because, some of them are independently owned, and some of them are nonprofit, and it doesn't matter. I don't care if it's not a nonprofit or whatever, because you want it to be able to succeed. And sometimes, we have the best intentions as a nonprofit, but you get a bunch of people on a board that don't all agree, and then you lose your space or whatever because no one could agree on anything. But yeah. But it would be an interesting conversation to have. And you know what, Barb? I drove through Eureka and I'm sorry that I didn't. I wish you know what? And I think I did know you were there, but my head just can't think about it. Hi, Lala. Here. Tracy, everybody's in. Everybody's in. Everybody is in. Everyone is in. Everybody likes your idea, Trace. Thanks for the thumbs up, friends. I appreciate it. It's ridiculous, right? Like, you guys, can you imagine this? Just fantasize for a second that my kids opened my boxes of stuff and they saw all of these junk mail envelopes and be like, what? Yeah, Powerball ticket, no kidding. Even too. They would have found, and this is not all of them. You guys know, I have way more than this. I have way more. I have way more than this. I have tons more. I have tons more, but they're all packed in a box. Oh my goodness, you guys. Yep. Label everything Scooty Puff, art supplies. Oh my gosh. You guys, believe it or not, the house that we lived in Hawaii, and it was only 3 bedrooms, 1 tiny bathroom. I want to say it was like 700 square feet. And I had my little dining alcove was my art studio. Until one of my kids invited their friends to come, and then I had to move it all and so they could sleep there. Lala, Ginger is Tracy. She used to be It's Nana's Place, but now she's Ginger Beach Studios. You guys should go over and check Tracy out. She's one of the most creative people you'll ever meet, and everything she makes is amazing. She is a free spirit. She'll get you inspired to do something. Between her and Carla, you'll be inspired and you'll be like, oh, I'm good. I don't need to give away my art supplies. I'm good. I'm good with it. You need to purge stuff. Are you going to move full time to Maryland? Did you decide that? Cassandra, you never filled us in. Like the last time, okay, the last time we were all together, you mentioned Tracy, you're very talented. You mentioned you might be dating. How did that go? Inquiring, nosy minds want to know. How did that go? The suspense is killing us, Miss Williams. The suspense is killing us. The suspense is killing us. Yes, you need to move. You're still dating, but he works too much. Well, is he going to retire or is he just like a workaholic? Because my dad was a workaholic. He worked forever. I don't think you need to move. I get it. I don't know. The thing for me is I just don't know where we would be the happiest moving. Like I honestly don't know where we would be the happiest moving. And that's kind of like when I thought I had it figured out when I thought my daughter was moving to Hawaii, and I thought, okay, well, it'll be cheaper if we live on the West Coast and um than Hawaii. Okay. And then we could see, you know, my hottie's kids and we could see our grandson. Even if we went to Hawaii a couple times a year, we could see our grandson. Right. So that's what I thought. And then they decided they didn't want to move and whatever, and then after that, and then when I was talking to one of my hottie's sons about it, he was like, don't move to be closer to us. He goes, because then that'll make us feel bad when we want to move. He's a workaholic and he's a bit younger. Hey, younger's not bad. My hottie's younger. My honey's younger too. Hey. Yeah, maybe near things like I love like the mountains or the ocean. Well, that's why we thought about it because that's why I was like, I would like to be on the ocean. That's why I thought the West Coast. But then I started looking at all the tax things and retiring things, and I was like, we could take an amazing trip to New York for the $12,000 a year um, in taxes. We could, age is just a number. You're right. um, you love the ocean, but you haven't been in like 10 years. I think that's true. Like a lot of people that live near the ocean, right? You don't go all the time. Well, Carla, if you moved, where would you move? Do you have any ideas? Are you thinking about any place? I have looked at Oregon. Oregon is beautiful. We've talked about it. I don't know. Barbie, you know what I figure? I figure after my son-in-law is healed, and it's not too far away, and after we finish our kitchen renovation, then like we would have already finished it if he wasn't here. You know what I mean? Because me eating chili 5 days in a row wouldn't kill me. You know what I mean? Go to the beach. I hear your soul and whisper where you go. I go to the beach. It'll heal your soul and whisper where to go next. That's true. I'm loving how these came out. I'm sure, and I know you girls can love it with me because it's so weird and eclectic, and like some extra paint bits are coming off there, and I like it. By the time I doodle on it, I think it'll come out really good. Your father's in Oregon, and you're from there? Oh, I didn't know you're from Oregon, Carla. That's awesome. You love all of them? I'm kind of addicted to them. Well, I'm gonna Barb, you know what? The redwoods are big, were like part of the reason I thought, it was like, and my sister lives kind of close by or whatever. I don't know where we're gonna move. I figured that this is what I figure. I'm gonna slowly unpack some of my things. I'm going to purge what I'm not gonna keep, like what I don't need. I'm gonna purge what I'm gonna pare it down. And because I packed it up thinking we were moving on the faster side, and I didn't really like go through. Bye, Lala. So I didn't really go through things properly. Like I didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't like really, I just was like, art supplies, I'm keeping them. I did purge some, but not enough. And then when I know for sure, like after we finish the kitchen renovation, then I think I'll know, because and we don't have to go anywhere. Like we could definitely put, oh, thanks, Lala. That's so sweet. We could definitely put our stuff in storage. Like we kind of talked about it. I said, what if we just like rented a camper and put it on the back of your truck, and we just took the animals and us in a camper, and we took a year off and we just drove around the US, and we just kind of like went to all the places that we wanted to go to and maybe never made time to, or ones that we wanted to revisit. And then we decide from there. So like there's nothing set in stone. And so I don't feel pressure. I did feel pressure though when we were looking at that house in Smith River, because I didn't think it would last. And if it had been in the condition in which it was displayed, it wouldn't have lasted. But because it was in such bad condition, it was too much. Well, is anybody up for a short woo-woo? If you are, let me know, and I'll be happy to do a short, optimal word, short guided meditation. That is the one thing that I do every day, is I meditate a couple times a day. I do different kinds of meditation. And yeah, it keeps me grounded. It keeps me connected. It keeps me feeling like, it helps me to release the stress of the world. I don't know where I got this acrylic gloss medium, but I actually really like it because it's clear. It just has like a sheen to it, but it pulls all the paint off the Bye, Carla. You're totally down for woo-woo? Always. You need to leave in 20 minutes? Okay, woo-woo would be great. All right, so go get a glass of water, everybody. We'll do a quick woo-woo. It won't be 20 minutes. It'll be way less. We love you, Carla. I'm so glad that we got to catch up, and I'm glad to hang out with you, and I'm happy to see you. And yeah, let me know if you head my way. I mean, I'm still in North Carolina. I just don't know how long, but let me know if you head my way. Everybody get a glass of water. The reason, and you don't have to have water, but what's kind of cool about the water is that water holds all of the energy. And so when we do this meditation together, the energy and the love from the meditation stays in the water. So as you drink it, it just sort of settles more into your body. You can't even handle regular TV. Girl, I get it. I totally get it. Everybody get your water and tell me when you're back, and we will start. So I want you guys to think about a couple things before we really get doing our meditation. I want you to think about something you really want in your life, and it can be anything. It could be better finances, it could be better sleep, it could be, a closer relationship to yourself. It could be a closer relationship to a family member. It could be to ease body pain. It could be anything that you want. And I'd like you to just bring it to mind. Don't bring to mind what you don't want. Bring to mind what you do want. So instead of saying I'm in pain, say I am in a healthy, radiant body that performs at 100%. I feel great, like positive. So, like, if you want more money, you want to say, I feel the abundance coming to me. I'm grateful for what I have. I'm calling forth more abundance. Or if it's like a closer relationship to anybody, you'd say, I am open and willing for the most optimal relationship with whomever, that sort of thing. You get your incense and your water ready? Okay, great. Okay, so if you've never been to one of my guided meditations, all you need to do is breathe, and you can't get it wrong. You can't get it wrong because it's you. And I do a kind of breathing. It's called Ha breathing, but you don't have to do that type of breathing. And just bring to mind the intent that you have for this meditation. Clarity, more love, more peace, more joy, more abundance, more financial support, closer, more willingness to have closer, more optimal relationships with whomever. Bring it to mind. And then let it go. And just know that your intention is there. So find a place you can lay down, you can sit down. Just don't do this when you're driving or doing something that really needs your undivided attention, because you can it's better to save it for when you can just relax, because it does put you in a very relaxed state. So breathe in through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. On the inhale, receive. And on the exhale, release. Receive and release. Imagine yourself in a column of light. When you look up, you can't see the end. And when you look down, you can't see the end. This is your column of light. It is unique to your being, soul, spirit. Allow your column of light to enter deep, deep, deep below your feet into the heart of the earth. Give your column of light the suggestion, heart of the earth, and it's right there. Give your column of light big tree roots, like oak tree roots. Allow them to anchor deep in the heart of the earth. Let's ask the earth to share with us her energy. I see this like beautiful golden diamond, but you can see it, feel it, think it, or just know it any way that works for you. Feel this beautiful golden earth energy rising up through your column of light. Feeling your feet and ankles, calves and knees, thighs and hips. Feel it filling the base of your spine, your lower abdomen, your waist, your chest and back, your shoulders, your arms, your elbows, your wrists, your hands, and out every finger. Feel it filling your neck and throat, your face and head, and feel it fountaining out the top of your head as high as you can imagine. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. And breathe it in. Allow this beautiful healing earth energy to fill every cell of your body and your column of light. And take a moment just to enjoy this connection deep in the heart of the earth. Now follow your column of light above your head and give it the suggestion, heart of the divine, heart of creator creation energy, heart of the central sun. And with that, your energy is right there, deep in the heart of this beautiful cosmic angelic realm. Feel your earth energy that's coming from deep in the heart of the earth through your whole body and fountaining out the top of your head. Allow it to anchor there, creating a deep connection between the heart of the earth and the heart of the divine. Let's ask this beautiful cosmic realm to share with us their energy. I see this like beautiful silvery diamonds, but you can see it, feel it, think it, or just know it any way that works for you. Feel this beautiful diamond light energy pouring through your column of light, mixing with the earth's golden light energy and your energy, and spreading 6 feet in all directions. Feel it filling your head and face, your throat and neck, your shoulders, your arms, your wrists, your hands, and out every finger. Feel it coming down every vertebra of your spine and filling your chest and back completely. Your waist, your lower abdomen. Feel it pouring through the base of your spine and feel it pouring through your hips, thighs, knees, calves, and ankles and out the bottom of your feet into the heart of the earth, anchoring deep into our beautiful earth. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. And breathe it in. Take a moment to enjoy your connection to heaven, the cosmos, and earth. Now I'd like you to focus on your heart. And on the inhale, breathe in and receive peace, balance, bliss, and unconditional love. And on the exhale, give your body personality, give your being, soul, spirit, permission to let go of anything that no longer serves you. Receive in love, release in love. Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. Let's add 2 more points of light, the point of light in your throat and the point of light in your waist. We're focusing on your waist, your heart, and your throat. Breathe in, receive peace, balance, bliss, and unconditional love. And on the exhale, let go of anything that no longer serves you. Ready? Receive in love, release in love. Receive and release. receive, and release. One more time, receive and release. Let's focus on 2 more points of light. The point of light in the center of your forehead and the point of light in your lower abdomen and all those in between. We're focusing on your lower abdomen, your waist, your heart, your throat, and the center of your forehead. Breathe in and receive peace, balance, bliss, and unconditional love. And on the exhale, let go of anything that no longer serves you. Ready? Receive in love, release in love. Receive and release. Receive and release. Let's add 2 more points of light. The point of light at the base of your spine and the one at the top of your head and all of those in between. We're focusing on the base of your spine, your lower abdomen, your waist, your heart, your throat, the center of your forehead, and the top of your head. Breathe in and receive peace, balance, bliss, and unconditional love. And on the exhale, let go of anything that no longer serves you. Ready? Receive in love, release in love. Receive and release. Receive and release. Let's focus on the point of light below your feet and the one foot above your head and all the points of light in between. Breathe in, receive peace, balance, bliss, and unconditional love. And on the exhale, let go of anything that no longer serves you. Ready? Receive in love, release in love. Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. Let's focus 3 feet below your feet and 3 feet above your head and all the points of light in between. Breathe in and receive peace, balance, bliss, and unconditional love. And on the exhale, let go of anything that no longer serves you. Ready? Receive in love, release in love. Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. Let's focus 6 feet below your feet and 6 feet above your head and all the points of light in between. Breathe in and receive peace, balance, bliss, and unconditional love. And on the exhale, let go of anything that no longer serves you. Ready? Receive in love, release in love. Receive, release. Receive and release. Receive and release. Let's focus where your roots are deep in the heart of the earth, below your feet, and above your head where they are deep in the heart of the beautiful creator creation energy. the heart of the divine, the heart of the central sun. Breathe in, and all the points of light in between. Breathe in and receive peace, balance, bliss, and unconditional love. And on the exhale, let go of anything that no longer serves you. Receive in love, release in love. Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. I'd like you to imagine an infinity symbol starting above your head, where you're anchored deep into the heart of creator creation energy, the heart of the divine, crossing through your heart, going way below your feet, where your roots are deep in the heart of the earth, and ending back where it began. On the inhale, receive unconditional love from the heart of the earth, the heart of creator creation, the heart of the divine, the heart of the central sun. And on the exhale, give back love to the heart of the earth, the heart of creator creation, the heart of the divine, the heart of the central sun. Ready? Receive in love and give in love. Receive and give. Receive and give. Receive and give. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come back. Oh, I love you, ladies. You have to tell me how you're feeling. Are you still off in La La Land? Tingly all over? You're covered in kitties. I love you, Barb. It was so wonderful. Hi, I love you, Carla. Love you, Tracy. How are you, Miss Carla? How is life in Portugal? Well, I'm glad you're tingly. And I hope the rest of your day goes well, Barb. Thanks for coming to spend time with me. I appreciate it. I will try to come back on again. I don't know when, you guys. It just depends upon how my life goes. And lately, it hasn't always been as I would like it to be. It's amazing in Portugal. I'm glad. Oh, I've missed all of you guys. Oh, thanks, Cassandra. Love you. You'll have to let me know if you move to Maryland, because I know that Blake's sister just recently moved to Maryland. I don't know exactly where, but we're supposed to go visit her. So when we go visit her, maybe I can swing by and see you and Miss Imani. Oh, thanks, Barb. I haven't been live in so long, you guys. It's been a very long time. I'm actually really good, Carla, just in the, just doing life. Just life in it, as all of you are too. Well, I love you girls so much. I don't know when I'll be able to go on again. It's just going to depend upon. I will let you know where. I don't know. She just recently moved. She left. She was living in Manassas, where Blake's family is from, but she bought a house somewhere in Maryland. She sent us pictures. It has to be on the coast because she sent us pictures of her sailing, but I don't know exactly where. I didn't ask. I'm sure she told Blake, but I wasn't, Can I tell you, he's my second go around. Our deal was I don't do in-laws. I don't do in-laws. That was our deal. I said, you don't have to do my family, and I'm not doing your family. Not his immediate, not his kids, but you get my point. So I figure when we go, I'll know, but I'll ask him. I will. She's right on the coast somewhere. I'll ask him. He'll tell me. He did tell me, but Cassandra, for whatever reason, it did not stay in my memory. He did tell me. I will definitely come see you and see Miss Imani. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see her. You can see our supermodel, Miss Imani. Well, I love you, girls. I am going to say, you understand, because I can't keep it in my head. I don't know why, but I just can't. Well, anyway, I love you guys so much, and I'm so grateful that you're my tribe, that you haven't forgotten about me, that I'm like not, she's a hot mess. I bet she is. That, even in my absence, you guys came to hang out with me, and I appreciate it. I really appreciate your love and your support. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hey, how are you? Lucinda, I tried to send you a message on Facebook and it wouldn't go through. So I'm sorry, girl. I promise I'll be back on. I just don't know exactly when. I have, my life just kind of takes a toll. It takes like a life of its own, if you know what I mean. But I love you, girls. Love, love, love you. And I will see you hopefully again soon. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. I love you. I've missed you so much. You have no idea. And I'm just so happy that I could be here with you today. Anyway, hopefully soon. Big love to all of you. You guys, the best resistance is to find a place of joy and live from that. That's the best resistance. Oh, you've been thinking of me. I've been thinking about you, Lucinda. All right, girls, I love you. And I will see you very soon. All right. Bye for now.